Hello and welcome back to Yorkshire Railway, and welcome back to another model railway review, which we are doing a rolling stock review today. So this comes from Accurascale, and if you hadn't guessed from the locomotive in the background, this is what we're going to be looking at. So I've got some Accurascale FNA-D wagons. Obviously you probably realise I have already done a review for the Revolution Trains version, but yeah, I thought I'd get a Accurascale one, which as you can see is a twin pack. So I'll take the plastic sleeve off, just so that it's not illuminating just me. But yeah, in usual Accurascale fashion, we've got an absolutely lovely box. So as you can see, it's FNA-D New Generation Nuclear Flask Carriers, and this is 00 gauge, and as I say, it's a twin pack. Looking at the rest of the box, here we go. So yeah, I bought these pre-owned from Rails of Sheffield, but these are pack E if you did want to get one, so that's code ACC1119, and they're in the teal livery, so they will match quite nicely. So yeah, so let's have a quick look inside the box. I haven't actually had these out since I got them. Picked them up on a whim when I went in to Rails, but here we go. So we've got a lovely image of them in action with the Class 68. So I don't actually have two at the moment, I've only got just the one, but it will do nonetheless. And then a little bit of information on the prototype. So yeah, if you want to pause and read that, feel free, but I'm not going to read that out. And then this is what I love. So we cut back to the section of the blown up diagram, and this lists all the separately fitted parts on the wagon or locomotive. But yeah, in true Accurascale fashion, they have gone to town on it. So yeah, I'm really excited to actually have them out of the box now. So let's get them out. But first things first, we've got some goodie bags here. So we've got a packet of NEM couplings, and then these just look like some vacuum pipes, and we got some chain link couplings in there as well. Very lovely stuff. And then I'll flip it around so I'm the right way around. Here are the wagons in question. So yeah, look absolutely stunning already. So let's pop these off. And I think what I'll do is I'll just pop these back inside there so I don't take up too much room. But yep, there's some foam packaging. Let's get the first one out and unwrapped. So that is the one that I don't want to look at. Oh, there's one thing I've noticed. Probably hence why these are secondhand. So this is the one that's got the light on it. But I've just noticed something in the bottom. And if my big chunky fingers can pick the second bit up. Come on. There we go. So yeah. So I'll try not to drop them by tilting them too far up, but as you can see, we've had a bit of a casualty. I believe this is one part. So it'll go like that. Yep. And it's broken off. Whether that's done it in transit to or from Rails, I don't know, or whether it was the previous owner has accidentally done it, who knows, but I'll pop that back in the box. And I've heard about this being a potential problem with them, but unfortunately mine has suffered with it as well, and I already know which part to look at. It's this part here. So yeah, that will be like the latch that goes on top of the flask container itself. I'm sure if I look at the one that doesn't open, yeah, there we go. So that one's present. It's just not on the one that has the tail lights. I imagine at one point somebody wanted to install some batteries, and for whatever reason couldn't get it back on properly. I think is a little bit of a shame on Accurascale's parts. I found it with the Revolutions Train one as well, so I'm not just blaming it on them. I think they've gone a little bit too accurate with the assembly, and I reckon that all this really needed was some magnets, and you literally just lift the top off. I think that would have been absolutely fine. I don't see the need to take the whole flask apart in any way. So hopefully if there's ever a second run of these, which I'm sure there will be, yeah, hopefully that can be something that can be addressed. But nevertheless, let's have a look at it in detail. And I think I'll take the one with the light just because it's got a little bit extra to talk about. But one thing to note is the weight. These are considerably, well, I won't say considerably, I'd say they're probably about half as much heavy again compared to the Revolution Trains one, which is nice to see. I can already tell that the chassis has a lot of metal in it. Yeah, so that's solid metal there. So that's great to see. Very, very similar to the Revolutions Trains. It's adorned with notices and hazard warnings, plates, yeah, you name it, it's on here. I'd say if anything there's more writing on this one, but yeah, not really much that you can sort of deduce from that. In terms of separately fitted parts, yeah, we've got sort of the wheels, which is great, on both the bogies and the frame itself. This like knurled texture, again, absolutely fantastic. I think that is metal as well, so it has been properly knurled, which is great. Lovely handrails as well, they're really straight, made of metal as well, so they should be. You've got your lamp brackets on there as well. We've got sprung buffers. They feel like plastic, but again, sprung, so can't complain too much with that. Looking around the other side, we've got the same sort of adornment of notices, but yeah, they're really, really crisp. You can probably just make those out. And then obviously we come to the end, which has the lamp on it. So this is working as well, so you put batteries in here and there's like a magnetic switch that you can use to turn it on and off, which is great. And then on the top, this is obviously number 9012. And then looking at the other one just quickly, so this is 9040, and I forgot to just look at the underframe. So yeah, underframe I think is a little bit of a disappointment on these because well, it's where, as I say, it comes in a bit of conflict, because this doesn't bother me personally, but I know it will to some people. So as you can see, all the pipework and the like cylinders and everything, they're all present, they're just not painted or picked out at all. Whereas I'll just bring in the Revolutions Trains one for comparison. There you go. So you can see there's a big difference in detail on the bottom just from it being painted. Which in the grand scheme of things, does that make a difference? I would say, for me personally, I don't really care, because from ground level, so if I hold this up here, you can't see it unless I tilt it. So realistically, is underframe detailing that much necessary? For me personally, not really. I think on coaches, to a certain extent it can be, because you can see from the sides. So certainly if you can see it from the side and it's worth picking out, then yeah. But for stuff like this, I think Accurascale's gone the best possible way with it, really, and just, it's there, but you don't need to waste money painting it. Now, I know some people have a very controversial opinion on that and say, actually, no, if you're paying for accuracy, it needs to be like this, it needs to be picked out and you can see it all. But again, most of the time I'm going to be viewing it from the top anyway, so that personally doesn't bother me at all. Price wise, obviously the packs of these are, I think they're about £75–80, whereas these are 35 each, so roughly they're costing about the same. But where Accurascale's gone different to Revolution's Trains is obviously there's more weight on this one. So they've gone for a heavier model, which it was the one thing I sort of noted with the Revolution's train version, is that it sort of felt a bit lightweight and rattly. Whereas, yeah, definitely these feel a lot more solid. Obviously, I haven't tested them on the track yet, so we'll find out if that is true. But yeah, I certainly think these are going to be a bit more solid. Obviously, hooking them in a nice rake now. I've got 3 of these, so they'll be a really, really nice rake. All I need to do is just get another class 68 at some point. But yeah, not in any near time future at all. I'm probably going to wait for a more specialist delivery one, but I've got to get this one sound chipped at some point, so that will be done before I get another one. But yeah, what I'll do now is we'll do the free rolling test, and then I'll get them onto the track and we'll send them around the layout, and hopefully that'll be a nice experience as well. Oh, actually, before I do that, I will get the batteries put in. Okay, so just to show you what's involved, basically the top bit of the flask just clicks off, and you can see the circuit board inside takes 2 batteries. Now, one thing to note, these are, for me anyway, sorry, I'm gonna realise I'm just reaching away. So the batteries are CR927, very small, low voltage, they're only 3-volt batteries, but it requires 2 of them. But the one thing that I found is that they were quite incredibly hard to get hold of some. So none of my local hardware shops or supermarkets where I usually pick up batteries had this type of battery. I had to order them on Amazon. So one thing to note, that they are a little bit difficult to get, for me anyway. For you, they might not be, but it's just worth noting. But they're not expensive. I think I paid about £3 for a pack of them, so yeah, not too expensive. So yeah, I'll get this put back on. There we go. Just clips back on, and then if I flip it around, you'll see the little flashing lights. You know, it's little things like this. I think that's absolutely fantastic, and I hope that we see more of this, not only from Accurascale, but I think from other manufacturers as well. If you're building, you know, the end of a rake, I think, yeah, certainly we deserve a little flashing red tail lamp. But yeah, it's just absolutely fantastic, that. So yeah, really, really great stuff to see, you know, usual Accurascale sort of innovation. But I'm saying that like they invented it. I don't know, they might have. Someone can drop that in the comments down below. Was this first seen on there, or was it another manufacturer? I know Dapple have quite a few wagons that do this, so yeah, it could have been those. Who knows? But someone can correct me in the comments. But anyway, onto the track. Okay, so we're just going to do the free rolling test. Do apologise about somebody mowing the lawn, but you know, I'm in the shed, so I can't stop the world. But hopefully you can still hear me. So anyway, yeah, I'm going to give the FNA-D a quick nudge. Yeah, relatively pretty decent performance actually. Oops, just call the. Let me just move them out of the way so I don't damage them. OTAs. There we go. Right. So yeah, it's a good mobility actually. See how heavy they are. You can carry a lot of momentum. I'm gonna go for a big one, see if it does. No, not at all. That's actually gone quite far, that, from the other side of the point work, so. Navigating lots of different points there. Just flick that one straight. Let's see how far we can go. So yeah, navigating all over the diamond crossings and everything there. Well, I honestly, I would give those a pass. I think the main thing that definitely helps these is, if you can see, we actually have metal bearings. You can see them just in there in the axle boxes. So obviously we'll give you a lot more momentum on the wheels, so it just allows them to spin a lot easier. So yeah, really, really, really fantastic engineering from Accurascale. Leaves you with some absolutely fantastic wagons. I mean, for the weight that they travel a good distance. So yeah, shouldn't be holding any locomotive up. And you know, to say actually it's going to be a double header that will be pulling this, you know, realistically, there were never going to be a problem even if they were a bit stiff. So yeah, I have no complaints with these wagons whatsoever in terms of performance. But yeah, what I'll do now is we'll get them onto the track, we'll give them a quick run round the layout, and then we'll get into the ratings and we'll discuss it in further detail. Okay, so coupling wise, all good, seems to be holding pretty well. They relatively match up to the other wagon as well from Revolution Trains. My main sort of gripe I probably found is because the couplings aren't fitted as standard, it's quite a tight fit for the NEM tension locks to fit into the socket, and the back one I did end up actually bending it up slightly. I fixed it, you know, bent back, but one thing to take note, they are a little bit on the stiff side. So yeah, I think I would have preferred them to have been fitted as standard, and then should I choose the option to swap them out for, you know, an off-market one, do that at my own will rather than have to put in the couplings to start with. Yeah, just a little bit of a stressy process. You know, I don't want to break these things before I've even tested them. So yeah, a little bit annoying, but anyway, that's my only niggle so far really. Other than that, I'm quite enjoying the wagons. So yeah, I'll get them hooked up to the Class 68 and we'll send them around the layout. Okay, so we've got the Class 68 in the direct rail service livery in the powering a greener Britain. So yeah, fits quite nicely with the fact it's obviously on nuclear energy, so it is a bit more of a sustainable energy, although a bit scary. So yeah, let's give her some power. Is this forwards? There we go, yep. It's nice being able to run the Dapple Class 68 again. I don't get to run it all too often. Okay, and here we go. So rounding the first corner. Probably a little bit quick on the speeds actually. I might just turn the loco down a bit. Probably gone a bit too far now. Just find a happy medium. Yeah, that's probably a bit better. Yeah, they're looking absolutely fantastic. And a bit of a slowdown on the incline, but that's to be expected from the analog locos. Looks absolutely great. I apologise as well. I realise I've left my Class 91 out, and I've just recently got quite a big rake of coaches now for them. I'm missing 2 from the whole set, so yeah, I've been enjoying running that about. So yeah, I do apologise. I've been playing with it and forgot to put them away. But yeah, looking absolutely incredible. Obviously, it's just that little fleck of red you get from the flashing tail light. Looks absolutely fantastic. So yeah, I mean, obviously you're seeing in the free running test, these wagons are incredibly free running. Obviously, I think that's a little bit down due to the weight, but also the fact that they actually have metal bearings, which I think is great. So yeah, should have no problem with locos being able to pull them. I know it's looking like my 68 is struggling, but it's really not. It's just analog and my track that's sank in that corner. So yeah, I think I'll speed the controller up a little bit more. We'll just have to run them a bit faster. But yeah, I think it's absolutely, they really do look the part. I think in some instances that they're a little bit brighter in colour than the Revolution's trains, but not much to notice. I think they just look great. And I'm really happy to have been able to pick the Accurascale pack up. It means now that I've got this nice little rake of 3. I'm not going to get any more, because I know they don't run in huge rakes. So I think 3 or 4 is the maximum that they run. But yeah, I mean, these are navigating point work and my dodgy track absolutely fine, so I can't see any issue why they would have that on your layout. I mean, if they can survive my track working, it's a miracle if anything. But yeah, as I say, I'm not going to get any more of these wagons, I'm quite happy with just the rake of 3. I think they all suit the part. One thing obviously I've got to do to make this a bit more prototypical is get another Dapple Class 68. Probably go for a different livery. And obviously I've got to sound fit this one as well. So yeah, we'll find something suitable. But I do like them. They are really affordable models. So yeah, we'll see what happens in the future. But yeah, just looks absolutely stunning. So yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop rambling and I'm just going to leave you with some shots and then we'll get on with the ratings. Okay, so let's get to the ratings for Accurascale's FNA-D Nuclear Flask Wagon. And we'll start off with performance, which I have actually awarded 5 stars. So unlike the Revolution's Trains version, which I think still is an absolutely incredible model, this seems to fix a lot of the issues that I had with that particular model, in that it is a hefty wagon. Yeah, with it having that die-cast chassis in comparison to the plastic one, it has that little bit of extra weight that it feels a lot more planted on the track, and therefore it doesn't sort of bounce into your loco, causing that weird like knocking effect. It doesn't have a bit of a wobble to it. It just seems very firmly planted on the track, which is really, really great. Obviously, you've seen going over points as well on my dodgy track work. Yeah, that extra weight just helps it keep it a lot more planted on the track, and yeah, it's managed every single point so far. So yeah, no problems there at all. Detail wise, again, there's not really much in it in comparison to the Revolution's trains, so I've awarded it 5 stars as well. Again, it's an immensely detailed piece of rolling stock, and all the little intricate notices and warning boards that have been printed onto the chassis and the model itself are all really crisply done in the same sort of fashion. So yeah, there's not really much in it in my personal opinion. So yeah, likewise, it's been awarded 5 stars. Again, you know, so with the livery, just touched on that with the printed signs and everything like that. Yeah, it's also well done. That yeah, it's hard not to award it 5 stars basically. Quality for me is where this drops a little bit. So obviously, as you saw when I pulled it out of the box, there was a piece missing. Well, it'd fallen off, it wasn't missing. Obviously, yeah, it's easy to glue it back on, but again, the packaging should be made to hold that. Now, obviously, I can't really comment to say whether it was the packaging or the transportation as such from Rails. Obviously, this is a pre-owned item, so it could have been that it's dropped off by the previous owner. But again, that's my sort of niggle with this, is that there are so many separately fitted parts that it's that delicate to touch that things just fall off it. And realistically, with a model, you want to be able to pick it up to either store it or, you know, pop it onto the track itself straight out of the box. And having such a fragile model that if you touch it in the wrong way, something's going to drop off. Yeah, it's a little bit of a faff. As I said, I think an easier solution, well, the best solution would be to put pickups on the wheels and have it power the light through the track itself. That would be the best solution. Similar to how Hornby have done with their 8.0 one 803, 802 units, where the coaches are powered through the track. I think that would be a better solution. Failing that, if they're stuck on doing the battery system, putting magnets on the flask and going function over reality would be better, rather than having the latch be latched on. You could keep it permanently latched on and then just lift the top off and have your circuit board under there with your batteries already sorted. So then you can just pop the top off and sort it that way. So yeah, I'd say if Accurascale are going to do a future run of these, then yeah, I think that something for the tail light needs to be addressed, whether that be pickup system or just an easier solution to getting to the batteries. So that is the reason really I've awarded it 4.5 stars. It's just a bit too complex when there are simpler methods out there. But props for trying something new. And then value, I've awarded it 5 stars again. So this pack, I think at full price costs $79.95, something like that. Obviously I picked this up for a lot less, being second hand, but realistically you get 2 wagons in the pack, so they're not that much difference in price to the Revolution's Trains version, which I think was about £35. So yeah, a little bit more dear, but again, you're getting the diecast chassis with this, which I think is a lot better. So yeah, I absolutely think it's worth every penny. And that gets us to the overall rating of 4.9 stars, which is an incredible score, absolutely. Can't really fault it at all. Other than the little niggle of getting the batteries in, I don't think this model is much of a problem. I think, if anything, it's near perfect. I think the only thing that it really needs is just the system for the tail light sorting out, and it would be spot on. It'd be a 5 stars all round. But anyway, let me know in the comments down below. Do you think the score is too generous, or do you think I've been, too biased towards Accurascale? Not that I feel I am biased towards them, but certainly I know I've done a lot of Accurascale models this year. So yeah, let me know in the comments down below. Do you think the ratings are spot on? Have you got one of these? Do you feel the same about it, or do you have a difference in opinion? I would love to know in the comments down below. As well as, if you have got one of these, which locomotives do you have to haul them? Do you go for the Class 66 option? Do you go for the 37s, the 47s, or like I have, the 68s? There's also what I am planning on doing, because I'm obviously upgrading to DCC, and all my DC locos are going to eventually be chipped. I want to get another 68 to haul these wagons, so it is more prototypical. But what I want to know is it possible as such to, say, chip 2 68s, couple them together, but have them under the same address and have them haul without any issues? Or do I need to do anything to the locomotive to make one of them essentially a dead unit and just have one of the locos haul it around? Yeah, I'm a little bit clueless on this, so yeah, any advice would be really greatly appreciated. But that is all from me today, guys. So if you've enjoyed this video, as I say, don't forget to drop a comment, as well as hit the thumbs up button if you have enjoyed this one. And if you haven't already, because I've noticed on the analytics system, not a lot of my viewers are subscribed to the channel. It is free to do so. All you have to do is click on subscribe, but you'll get notified when I upload a new video. But as I say, it's free to do so. So what's free for you massively helps me out. So I would really greatly appreciate if we could get some more subscribers on the road. And obviously there's plenty on the channel now to whet your appetite, as well as hopefully I have some big news coming up. So yeah, stay tuned for all that, and I will catch you in the next video. So take care, everyone. Goodbye.